I'm really just like the feeling I've got inside is horrible of like mentally. You know, my mother was an alcoholic. That's a drug addict, and I knew when I was 15, that family of hers were being nasty. They weren't being nice. They used. It was a family event to slag my father off. It was well, you know, his father X, Y, and Z, blah 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 blah. You know, and I thought about just leaving at 15 to Spain, but I thought, well, you know, if I do, my mum will put out a missing persons report, you know, and my mum will say, no, honestly, he's just a bit like that. And, you know, I'd have been like, no, they're alcoholics. I don't like that family. And there was a lot of gaslighting. I used to say, look, this woman Rosalind, your sister of yours, Rachel, it's horrible. And my mum said, look, Rosie doesn't hate you. She's not Rosie. She was not Rosie. She was Rosalind. Rosalind Turner, a drunken abuser. That's it. She spent years drinking. She had a natural attitude of being a stalker. The two came together to form a horrible person. It wasn't as bad as some people, thankfully, but if I lose the house, I will lose my life. I've made that decision now. I'm never going to live in a council house. Take my house, I will take my life by my own hand. I will do it for you, British state. All right. So, you want to take my house? I'm coming after you, and I will make sure either the police shoot me or I take my own life. I will never sit in a council house, and I'm not going to sit in a prison on a goddamn whole life tariff because you fancied saying, ha, let's abuse James. Abused since I was 5 fucking calendar years old, being bullied. It's horrible. Absolutely disgusting. I feel humiliated. I feel humiliated to have given so much. I knew what alcoholism was when I was 15 calendar years. I knew, like, yeah, that's how you kill yourself. Alcohol is how you end up going, spare change, help. And now that might be me. Now that might be me saying, hello, spare change. I had a business, but my mum was an alcoholic. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. What a nasty country Britain truly is. My dad always warned me, he was Spanish, but he always told me, James, listen, this country isn't what you think. This country, no one will ever help you. No one will ever help you, this country. And it's true, I see Britain saying the same thing. Britons love misery. Crabs in a bucket, bunch of miserable bastards. And in this country, I'm sorry to say, the men are cowards. They'll happily go, oi, pedo, where's a pedo? To some random, no, it hasn't happened to me, but I've read reports in like the Daily Mail, and I've seen stuff like that where an innocent person gets accused, but then those same blokes who sit there, pint of beer or several cans of it. Oh, Jimmy Savile, what a nice bloke. Oh, lovely. Oh, and the Queen. Oh, lovely. Never mind the dead bodies under the Queen's properties. Oh, don't worry about that. Lovely Roy. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. I've had enough of Britain. I've had enough of being abused. I regret that I didn't just go to Spain when I was 15 calendar years. So, yeah, I'm paying for that now. And, I get that I can fight this because I've got disability, but it puts me in a miserable mood. It does. It does, because it's not a luxury living in my home. It hasn't got a kitchen because of my mother's mental illness. But even if it did, even if it had, has this stuff like a kitchen, even then, it's still Britain. It's still a country that, 6 calendar months out of the year at least, it's rainy, miserable, it's cold. It's cold. It's it's not that great, realistically. And I find it particularly disgusting. So, shoplifting's okay. Jimmy Savile molesting children's okay, but I'm not. And I know what this is. I know that this is spiritual. I'm not half-witted. I remember being at school and people giving me a dirty look because I said abortion is disgusting and it's evil. And I said bluntly, that people say, yeah, wow, what if a woman gets pregnant because she's raped? And I said bluntly, yeah, what if? But it's not, is it? It's just women that, like to spread their legs because they like penis. That's it. And same for men, they like a vagina. Yeah? So self-control means you don't do an abortion, means you don't get pregnant. If you do get pregnant, have the decency to carry the baby through to term and look after it, because it's a life that didn't ask for that. I've had enough of this. I'm not really scared of dying, but I'm scared of the process of it. I don't want to have to take a bullet from police. I don't want to have to take a rope and off myself, knowing that knowing that there's that bit where you shake about, and it's not nice. It's not nice. I know what that looks like, and that's not fair on me, because I've actually worked. I've worked my whole life. Before I built my business, started 2015, I was already caring for my mom. I was already caring for her. My mother was heavily autistic and an alcoholic. I had to care for her a lot. You don't steal a house from someone like that. You just don't. You don't steal a house from anyone. If I lived in £1 million property, I wouldn't want them stealing that either. People get attached to the properties they live in. The soul gets attached to where you live, and I like it. I like this area. I would sooner just take a rope and end my life than going to Abingdon or Oxford and living in a council house where I'll have to go around kebab shops and people stumbling over drunk, and the shouting and the loudness that comes with it, and the pubs and clubs. I need my therapy. My therapy is going out in the countryside. When I've taken my birds out, I get waves and smiles from farmers. People love me in my village. Believe it or not, people actually do really love me in my village. I'm a weirdo, but they like me. Yeah, it's nice. I like that there's a churchyard at the end of the road, because I get to hear the bells. I like that. I like that there's a park next to it, because I get to go there. I get to use the tree that I use for doing muscle-ups and pull-ups, and I use the gymnastics rings for doing push-ups, and I use the pull-up bars for doing pull-ups. I like that. I use it for training abdominals too, because the monkey bars are like that, so I can put my feet there and do sort of sit-ups. Really nice. I like that. In this country, there are a lot of Heilicks. For that, if you don't know what a Heilig is, it's an NPC. It's people who they're not what you'd call a human. They're an NPC. They're a functional human. You can have sex with them, breed with them. They drink water, eat food, but they don't have a spirit. They might have a soul. They don't have a spirit. They're not what you call, the Greeks called them pneumatics, people with spirit. Pneuma meaning air, for spirit. It's such a depressing thing, because based on this behaviour, I will never have anything to do with social services again. If I have a child, categorically, I will fight to the death. I'll just say, nope, not interested. Any force used? Alright, well, unfortunately, police and me will end up going to hell together. Had enough. Had enough. You can't push a man. You can't push and push and push a man.